For the last two videos here on this channel, we have focused on the Pixar Pier. The second to last video being about the opening day on June 23rd, 2018. And the last video being about a regular day at Pixar Pier. But now that it's been a good roughly 2 months since its grand opening, now that time has definitely passed and I'm able to process how Pixar Pier is, I do want to give what my opinion is on the pier. So this entire video is just based on my opinion on what I think about the new Pixar Pier. And for me personally, as far as Pixar Pier goes, it is just an okay improvement. I'm not the type of person who is against change, especially when it comes to theme parks. One of my all-time favorite ride, Jurassic Park, is closing, and I'm honestly okay with that. So to me, I didn't feel like a personal attack how most Disney fans feel like when they change. But to me, this entire thing just feels like a half step. I definitely feel like Pixar Pier, there should be more to it. The retheming of Paradise Pier to Pixar Pier is pretty on point though, I'm not gonna lie. Paradise Pier, if I'm completely honest, was a pretty bland pier and definitely needed some revamping. So they added a bunch of color and a lot of Pixar theming to it, which does make it come a little bit more alive to me, especially now that we have a Pixar character meet and greets there. And then the biggest benefit of this entire Pixar Pier retheming was the California Screaming turning into the Incredicoaster. I have ridden the Incredicoaster about 3 times and I have to say it's definitely one of the top 3 roller coasters I have ever been on. And yes, it does use the same tracks as California Screaming, but the story behind it was the audio, the tunnels, the Incredibles, the screens. It really helps tell a story on a roller coaster, which I didn't even think was possible. So I am extremely glad they rethemed California Screaming to the Incredicoaster. But on the other hand, turning Mickey's Fun Wheel into Pixar's Pal Around really does nothing new. And yes, I know you can't really do much when it comes to like a Ferris wheel, but the Pixar Pal Around is literally just a paint job. It could have stayed Mickey's Fun Wheel and there would literally be no difference. I really don't appreciate that Mickey is still the face of the Ferris wheel. Like, it's called Pixar's Pal Around. Can we at least get something that represents Pixar instead of Mickey Mouse on the Ferris wheel? Mickey's Fun Wheel is no more and I really think they should remove it. Which kind of brings me to what I dislike about the Pixar Pier. Like I mentioned earlier, this was a half step. It's a half step because Pixar Pier still isn't fully open. And yes, you have your attractions like the Incredicoaster, the Pixar Pal Around, and Toy Story Mania, which was already there prior. But in 2019, we're gonna get Jesse's Critter Carousel and Inside Out's Emotional Whirlwind, 2 attractions that are not currently available at the current state of the Pixar Pier. And also, I'm doing this review 2 months after it's opened, and for concept art they have the Luxo lamp on top of the Pixar Pier signage, but yet there is no Luxo lamp on top of the signage. And then when Pixar Pier first opened, it took about 3 to 4 weeks for Bing Bong Sweet Stuff to even open. Like, for me, it feels like Pixar Pier is just an incomplete project for Disney and we're not getting that full experience out of it yet. It's as if Star Wars Land will open next year and only 2/3 of it is done and able to experience. It just wouldn't feel right. And that's just currently where I am as a Pixar Pier. It just doesn't feel right. It feels very incomplete, just with a very new paint job from the Paradise Pier. And on a side note, this has nothing to do with the actual pier, because I understand that it's called Pixar Pier, but I really don't like that Paradise Gardens Park is still there. I feel like that little corner should also be rethemed Pixar. It shouldn't just stay the Paradise Garden. And if Disney does just want to keep the rides the same and just retheme them like they did with the Incredicoaster and the Pixar Pal Around, I do have some suggestions of what they could retheme them to. That way it could be a full Pixar experience. So for example, I feel like the Silly Symphony strings could turn into Miguel's Un Poco Loco musical chairs. Jumping Jellyfish could either have a Finding Nemo or Up theme to it, like you're kind of like inside the house and they turn the jellyfish into the balloons. Or they could put Nemo, Dory, Marley, marlin, and different characters on top of the jellyfish, since they did have that jumping jellyfish scene from Finding Nemo. This one's a little out there, but the Golden Zephyr could turn somehow into a Wall-E ride because space. The Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta could easily turn into a Ratatouille themed restaurant. The Paradise Garden Grill could turn into a Bugs Life themed restaurant. And the Goofy's Flight School could turn into like a Monsters Inc. scare school. Again, these are just suggestions of ideas of what Disney could do with what they have and just retheme it with Pixar like they did with the Pier. I just find it a very weird transition at the current moment to go from Pixar Pier to Paradise Gardens Park. Like the Paradise part from Disney California Adventure should no longer exist in my opinion. Sorry, I got a bit sidetracked. I know that's not part of Pier, but it just drives me crazy that it's still the same. But as far as Pixar Pier goes, in 2018, it is just an okay land of sorts. It's not really a land, but you know what I mean. Hopefully by 2019, when they have it fully opened, it hopefully will improve the experience of the pier. But for now, it's just a very nice paint job. So guys, that's my opinion on the Pixar Pier. Let me know yours down in the comments below. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop that like and share this video. And don't forget to check out these videos off to the side. And I hope to see you all next time.